Alright, YouTube, I've been trying to do this video for the past like hour. I'm getting irritated. So, I'm gonna do a lock tag for this video. Figure it's a good way to start off because the questions are already there. I thought I was more like tech savvy than this, but I'm not. So, I got my glass of wine and a granola bar. Welcome to my world. Let's start this lock tag off. I'm trying to do this quick because last time it was too long and I'm not trying to edit it. So, log tag. I didn't get tagged. I'm not that relevant. So I just stole it from somebody. Sorry. Um, and I'm not going to tag anybody else. It's just for the questions. Was there a specific moment you decided to lock? No. I loved my natural hair. I really liked it. Still do. Did. But, I didn't really do anything with it. I'll just keep it up in a poof every single day, or maybe sometimes wear it down. I didn't do any like twist outs or braid outs or anything like that. So if I would have done any of that and if I wasn't lazy, then I would have kept my natural hair. But I didn't. I thought it was gonna be this huge like spiritual journey for me. I go through these weird phases, but it hasn't. It really hasn't. I mean, it's taught me patience, commitment. It still is. I'm sure I'm gonna learn a lot from it, but there was never really like a awakening for me. Number two, the method I used was comb coils. I know a lot of people with my length of hair do 2 inches, but I did comb coils. My hair shrunk quite a bit, but I'm not worried about it. Some of these I'm gonna skip because I already talked about. How old are they? They're almost 7 months. January 16th, 2004. Number 4. This is rude. I'm sorry. My longest and shortest locks. This one is my shortest, I think. I don't know if it really is, but it always just like does like that. This one feels like my longest. Again, I don't know if it is for sure, but I have always noticed it as longer than the rest. Number 5. Do you have any unique or special dreads? Locks. When my locks were first budding, I named a few. I don't know if that's weird. Oh my god. A bird just flew past my window and it seriously sounded like it was in the room. That just freaked me and Cheeto out. So that wasn't just me. My cat is fucking scared right now. Oh my gosh. It sounded like Maleficent was just flying past the damn window. That was a big bird. Okay. Okay. Um, unique or special dreads. This one right here. This one's named Berry. This one. This one. One of them over here. It might be this one. It's named Lulu. I don't remember. I picked these when they were first budding, so you could tell that they were the ones that they were Berry and Lulu. But I don't know where the names came from or anything like that. The sisters. These two are the sisters. Those names were picked at random. They just came to me like off a whim. I don't know where or why. Berry, Lulu, and the sisters. Okay. How many? The first time I went in, I started off with around 53, but I went back. There was a whole bunch of drama that went on the second time I went back. They didn't show up. Like it was just a lot. I'm not gonna get into that. Maybe some other time. But I went back like a week later and she added around like 15 more just to fill it out more. So but I've heard that it's bad luck to count them, so I haven't counted them exactly, but since she added more, there's around 70 products. I use as natural stuff as possible, so usually a spray bottle with coconut oil inside to moisturize, and then to moisturize I just use avocado oil. Oh, my granola was on top of that. And coconut oil. I use these because they're a few of the only oils that actually penetrate into the hair shaft instead of just coating it and sealing it, so it actually moisturizes your hair instead of just holding in the moisture. So that's what I use on a daily basis. I don't really use that much else. I wash with, what's this called? Sunny Isle. It's all natural. I shampoo. I don't use conditioner or anything like that because it causes buildup. Even though you can't see it, it causes buildup. And then whenever I retwist, which isn't very often, I use aloe vera gel. It doesn't flake, it doesn't build up, and it actually holds for a long time, and it moisturizes your hair. So you can't go wrong with aloe vera gel straight from the plant. I just I don't know, cut it and then take out the gel from that. How often do I wash? At first it was once a month, and then once they started to lock, it's maybe once a week, every 2 weeks, just depending on how my hair is feeling. Regular maintenance. I don't retwist it regularly at all. The first 4 months I retwisted once a month, and then I stopped for 2 months because I felt like even then it was getting too much. I'm not a big neat, tidy, manicured lock person. I'm more of just whatever. Something weird going on. If I scream, call the cops. My cat's freaking out and I hear noises, but it might be too late by the time you see this video. So if I don't make any videos after this, oh my god. Okay, so yeah, I retwisted a couple weeks ago for the first time in 2 months, and I didn't think it would make that big of a difference, but it really did because I had like a lot of new moves. But yep. 10. What are your favorite beads or decorations? When I first started locking my hair, I made a whole bunch of like these clay beads, and I rarely ever wear any of them, but I kind of just did it just for fun. And I kind of had the intentions of like selling them, but I was never ever serious about it, so I just have them. A whole bunch of different kinds that I've made. Some I don't even think will fit. I didn't make them like perfect or specifically, so I think like the holes are like different sizes and stuff. I don't know. But I have a whole bunch of different kinds. Sparkly ones. But I think this one's my favorite, just because it kind of reminds me of Greece and like mythology, because of it's like sea foam. I guess I made this color by mixing something. I don't remember. There was never a set thing. This one's kind of cool. Yeah, but I don't really use them that much, so I don't know if I have a favorite. Okay, let's see. Have I ever been turned down for jobs or wanted because of them? That's a funny thing because when I first started my lock journey, like a couple months afterwards, I started looking for a new job. And within 1 week, I applied for 3 jobs, and I was accepted to all 3 jobs. So I was never turned down for my locks. And I think maybe the one that I actually accepted and decided to go into, I kind of feel like my locks gave me an advantage because it's a naturopath clinic, so it kind of gave me like a natural feel and stuff. And yeah, so if anything, it kind of helped me out. Weirdest questions, dumbest questions, or the funniest questions, or the most common questions. Nobody really talks about my locks or asks about them, really. I mean, it's just kind of does its own thing, so nobody really makes a big deal out of them. Um, I did have an instance where like it was like this first month, and it was my niece's first birthday party, and my brother-in-law made a comment how he hates dreads and because he can't wash them. And I was like, oh well, I just washed mine yesterday, so uh, I think you're wrong, you know. And he just shut up after that. He's never mentioned them after that. A lot of people, a few people, think that they're braids, and whatever. If you think they're braids, then I want to let you think they're braids. I'm not gonna sit here and defend like, oh no, they're locks, oh no, whatever. You know, it doesn't bother me. And a lot of people commented on when I first started them, especially how curly they are. Like your dreads are so curly, they're so curly. They don't understand that it's a process and it's a journey that you go on. They think that when you get locks, because a lot of people start them when they're really short, they're already locked by the time they get long, so they don't understand why mine are curly and weren't actually locked yet. But other than that, I don't get really any questions at all. Embarrassing moments. I don't really get embarrassed. I had a client when I first got them. I'd always wear my hair up to work, and one day I wore them down. So she really got to see them, and she's like, "Oh, that's so cute! Like, I love your hair like that." And then, like halfway through her massage, she was telling me about her son and mentioned how he needs to get a haircut because I swear it turns his hair is turning into dreads, and she was like disgusted by it. And I started laughing because and I realized she didn't know that I was locking my hair, but she liked it, so I thought that was funny. I wasn't embarrassed by it, but whatever. I still never told her what I was doing. Like, if you don't ask, I don't tell. Like, doesn't, I'm not an advocate for locks or anything. It's just something that I personally do. Um, well, who are some people you personally know with locks? I don't know a lot of people personally that have locks. Sorry, I keep moving around. I can't get comfortable. But my I have an older brother who lives in Texas, and he's had locks for a few years now. They're probably down to here. Um, Not a lot of people I know personally. I know some people from high school that have them, um, but you see them here and there around the streets, especially on you don't see them on girls ever. I mean, if you do see them on a female, they're older. They're in their 40s, 50s, and have the skinny ones. And for the men, kind of the same. But a lot of people in Washington, since it's like a greener hippie state, a lot of you'll see a lot of Caucasian like blondes, long dreads, and I went to a Stephen Marley concert up in Seattle a couple months ago. Everybody had dreads, so like down to their knees. They had them in wraps, and it was so pretty. But a lot of like the hippie, outdoorsy people, you'll see that more than really black people in Washington, at least. So it's kind of a different culture. But nobody, like, no females at my age really have them, so I get quite a few, like, okay. But 15 lock role models. I don't know. And anybody who has if you freeform, you're my role model. Point blank. Period. If you semi freeform, whatever, and have the natural, just I like the messy, natural things. I'm just not into personally. Don't get offended. It's not into the tiny, like the manicure with perfect parts and everything like that. It's pretty, but it's just not what I would go for. Let's get that one. If I could start them differently, would I? yes, I would have the same amount of locks I had now to begin with, so I didn't have to go back the second time because it was such a hassle and there was so much drama that went along with it, and I was just irritated. So that's the only thing I would start differently is, have 15 more than I originally did um, when I first got them. Do you have any other unique features besides locks, such as piercings or tattoos? I have a few piercings and a few tattoos. I have 9 piercings. I don't know. My first tattoo was inside my lip when I was 16. I didn't want to show my parents. I was like a rebel. It's inside my lip. You can't see it anymore. But it said, what did it say? Heart lives. I was a badass back then. And then I have a crown on my back. I have my sister's handwriting saying "I love you" on this shoulder when I first met her. Um, a little over a year ago, I have the quote "Still I Rise" on my shoulder with like skulls and crossbones and diamonds and stars, a little thing, scripture or whatever. I have a rose on my side, and I have a design on my foot. And I used to have one back here, but I thought I was going to the military for a while, so I got it removed. Um, and then for my piercings, I got a forward helix. I like it, but it's been infected for a long time, so I probably shouldn't be touching it. Tragus, 2 holes. I never wear on my earrings ever. I used to have gauges. My belly button was pierced. I used to have the back of my neck. I used to have a dermal, but I had to take that out. And then I have my nipples pierced. Don't tell anybody. Nobody knows. But yeah, that's it. And I'm not going to answer the next one because I'm not going to tie any bills. So that is my lock tag. I just thought it'd be a good start off point. Um, any questions, comments, or anything like that, drop a comment and follow me on Instagram. It is For the Love of Yanni. And I'm gonna go finish this wine because I feel like somebody's like ambushing my house right now. So, later.